No, the title is not clickbait. Yes, I did spend $3,400 in video game pickups in just 1 week. To some of you, that may not seem like much, but to me, that is a huge amount of money, and the second most that I've ever paid for a pickup in a short period of time. So it's a total of 3 pickups, which I'm going to show you right now. And stay to the end, because the end is another grail item for me. I know I just showed a couple of weeks ago my Xbox 360 kiosk, but I do have another grail that arrived, and I wasn't expecting to find this. I've been looking for it for years. Make sure you stay to the end. During these pickups, I'll make sure I show you what there is, some of the value of those items, and give some tips that you can apply to your collecting. Let's do this. Let's see these pickups. Alright guys, and this is lot number 1. I paid $800 for this lot of Mega Drive games. Now that may seem like a lot for such a small pile of games, but what you have to remember guys, when you look at these bundles, is some games in these bundles can be worth an insane amount of money. I'm going to talk first about how I came about this lot. I've told you guys, I recommend joining social media. Somebody reached out to us, who was a friend of mine, about evaluating some games that they were considering to sell. So I gave them a valuation. Now, I did something unintentionally bad. I gave him a value that I thought was right. It turns out one of those games, now I don't know the value of every single game, and especially Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis in this game was worth about $700. And I said that 400 is probably a good number for the lot, not knowing that that one game was worth way more than that. He was honest and he told me that, okay, I've been told it's worth this. Do you think it is a good price? So I did my research and found out, yes, that game is insanely valuable. And I said, hey, would you sell them to me for that amount? And he said, yeah, more than happy to. So I bought these games because I want to add some of them to the collection. One of the cheapest games is one that I really, really wanted, and that was Green Dog. So I can sell this one Genesis game and make almost all my money back. And as well, I collect double packs. This double pack that came in this lot is one of the rarer ones. So I may keep it, but I may also be downsizing my double packs. So not only can I at least make my money back and keep the games I want, I could potentially make a little bit more and put that back into the collection to buy more things. So I think this was a great buy. So what tips is from this pickup? Make it known what you collect on social media. You'll be surprised who will reach out to you and offer some games to you to sell, giving you first dibs, maybe coming to you for an evaluation. But you can also use things like Instagram stories to actively say, hey guys, this is what I'm looking for. If anyone has this, feel free to reach out. So you can do a lot of the groundwork and maybe get a great deal. So utilize social media for buying, letting people know what you want. So use social media for sharing what you're passionate about, show people what you're looking for, and potentially reach out to people of what you want. Alright guys, and now lot number 2, and this is the biggest lot out of the 3 by far. How I came about this lot was there somebody posted that they were selling a game that I really, really wanted and I've been after for a long time on a Facebook retro collecting group. Tip: join retro collecting tips groups in your country and your area. You can generally find things cheaper there than eBay. Now this game, he wanted $100 for a $300 game for a great game, X-Men game that I really wanted. Tip number 2. If you're buying one thing off somebody, whether it be Facebook Marketplace or anywhere, ask what else do you have? What else do you have? I'm also interested in Atari, Sega, Nintendo, Xbox, PlayStation, list platforms. You never know what might come of it. And this is an example of that being beneficial to me. This guy sent me photos of everything he had. And I was pretty upfront. And I asked him, well, would you be interested in selling the lot? Now, he let me know that he would be because he had quite a few bills to pay and the bills were piling up, which is why he was selling the X-Men game to start with, and he was going to work his way through all this lot to sell. So I told him, like, hey, I'd be interested in buying the lot. I'm a serious buyer. Why don't you work out what you want to sell it for? Send me photos of everything that will be included, and then we can go from there. We can negotiate. He sent me through the photos and a price. Man, and this conversation went on for a long time. That price was $1,400, which once again seems like a lot. But here's a tip, another tip. I worked out how many games there were. So I worked out there were about 160 games, but there were also consoles included and a lot else, and a lot of other inclusions as well. Things that I wanted to add to my collection. I worked out that based off 160 games at $1,400, that the cost per game was $8.50. And now there was some Silent Hill games in here. There are some games that are worth way more than $8.50 where I could easily make my money back. In fact, this here is the amount of games that I would need to make my money back. Now this is a small list. Some of these games are worth more than others. Some of these games are worth about 20 to 30, but there are also some heavy hitters here that are worth more than 100 plus. An example of that is Fragile Dreams and the Silent Hill games. So I can sell this small lot of games and that pays for everything that you see. That's excluding the consoles and everything like that in the $8.50 price too. So if you factor into that, I got a backwards compatible 60 gig PS3 that plays PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 3 games. If you look at eBay prices, they're pretty insane for those things right now. And there's way more consoles and games that I can keep if I want. I will be selling the majority of this because I have most of it. But once again, that means I get to funnel that money back in the collection to buy more things that I really want. So there you have it, guys. That is pickup number 2. And there's a few tips for you all that I hope you can apply to your collecting. And here it is, pickup number 3, my grail item. The item I have been after for so long is finally in my collection, in my hands. And that is the life-sized Majora's Mask resin statue exclusive edition from First 4 Figures. So I found this locally. And how I found this is once again through Instagram. Somebody knew I love and I collect The Legend of Zelda. So they saw somebody else posting in their stories that they were selling some statues. I then reached out to that person and let him know what I collect. He had somebody offer him $2,200 for this item, but he would have to ship it to Melbourne. I was local. That was a huge benefit to me. And I highlighted that he wouldn't have to ship it and that he wouldn't have to worry about it being damaged in shipping or having to do insurance claims if it arrived to the buyer damaged. So that was a huge advantage. He originally wanted $1,500 for it from me picking up locally. I showed him some of my collection and we got it down to $1,200. Now, Australian. Now that seems like a lot for this item, but as I said, people are asking a lot more on eBay, and it's something, a grail item that I really wanted for my collection. So I was happy to pay it. What was your favorite item out of everything I've shown you? I'd love to know in the comments below. Or if you have tips that you think will be useful to me, to other people, share them in the comments below. Thank you so much, guys, for allowing me to share this with you. Thank you so much, everybody, for checking out these pickups. That last one, whoa, so happy. And I'm designing and building a new Nintendo room to show off some more of my Nintendo items, which you guys will see hopefully in the next coming months. Thank you so much for sharing your passion with me and allowing me to share my passion with you all. The community is the best part of this, and I love reading all your comments. Until next time, guys, happy gaming.